Hello, beautiful people. Welcome, welcome. I know I haven't been live in a while. I am, I have been battling some ego that's been keeping me away from actually showing up live on camera. So today I am here to, and always, like, my goal is to share from the heart and from experience. So if anything resonates with you, I hope that you take it and actually try to integrate it, implement it into your life, and just do what works for you. Take it one little thing at a time. Um, but yeah, so welcome to Move with Ms. Love, and I am your hostess, Nala Love. And today we're going to talk about being intentional, right? Being intentional with the way you show up, being intentional with your life. I feel like from personal experience, I've shown up on autopilot for most of my life. So when I actually was able to recognize that and raise my awareness, I was able to set more intentionality into what I do, how I lead my life. And I also believe that there has been we'll call it like my higher self or my favorite self. Like, she's always been intentional about things, but I just wasn't, like, my human at the forefront wasn't necessarily conscious of it because we're running on these autopilot condition programs. Most of us don't really know and don't really take the time to break down what we really want. So when you learn to do that, it changes everything. You'll see me glancing down because I have so much to share, and I'm trying to keep it simple and keep it sweet and succinct for you so that it doesn't feel overwhelming, because that is not my goal, is not to overwhelm you with any of this or with anything I do. So I'm really mindful of that, and my intention for this space is for us to have an open dialogue, have an open discussion. So please comment anything that comes up for you, anything you want more of, anything you feel really connected to, any questions, comments, concerns, compliments, all of that. Everything is welcome here. And make sure that when you are doing any of that, it comes from a place of being intentional about being in a community, in a loving, caring community, and kind, right? So be kind with the comments. So I was reading over the notes, and we'll get into, like, having you question yourself, or having you challenge yourself and how you move through your days at the end. But today we're talking about intention. So I wanted to go over first, like, what is the definition of intention, right? So there are three of them, which I wanted to take note of. So one is an act or instance of determining mentally upon some action or result. Determining mentally upon some action or result, right? Another one is an aim that guides action, right? So being intentional is creating this aim that's going to guide your actions. And then the third one is a mental state. Hey there, a mental state that represents a commitment to carrying out an action or actions in the future. Involves mental activities such as planning and forethought, right? So I feel like a lot of us go through life in a way where we're just falling forward into one thing, to the next, to the next, to the next. We work and we kind of do things mindlessly, which is a part of the design. That is how they design the system, so that we go through everything being super conditioned and not really thinking for ourselves. So this is the first of a series that I'll be doing, and the first thing I wanted to bring up was the power of intention. Thank you. All right. So all of the definitions basically say the same thing, right? It's an aim that guides your action, right? And that aim has to come from the heart. I also have more notes that I left over there, but it's basically an exercise that I was doing that's like setting up your life's intentions. And your life's intentions are to do some activities that, like, it's my intention to travel the world. It's my intention to heal Black women, right? So with that intention, the intentions come from the values that you have, the things that you really want to do come from the heart, right? So because those are my intentions, they're aligned with the values that I have of, like, community, empowering one another, especially Black women empowering each other, because that's what my focus is mainly on. So kind of think about that. I'm sorry, this is the first time I've been on live with actual comments that are popping up. So I'm trying not to let the comments distract me too much. If you have questions or anything like that that are within the scope of what I'm discussing now, anything empowering to share with us, please let me know. So setting up your intentions so they align with your values. They align with what feels important to you. They align with what feels most connected for you, right? Most authentic. And a lot of us struggle with this because we don't know who we are, because we're not taught to discover who we are, right? That comes later on in life. So in me, like, discovering who I am, discovering what I like, what I don't like, it forced me to actually be like, actually, I've been doing this all my life, but I actually don't like it, you know? So you start to question what you like and why you like it, right? Think about why you like it, okay? So my challenge to you is, when you get up in the morning, so when you get up tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this, the first thing I want you to do is to set an intention for the day. And once you start to do this daily, right, add it as a daily practice, it'll take like maybe a minute maximum. Right, set your intention for the day so that you can have more control over your day. Because a lot of us also, we pop up and our focus, our energy, our vibration, our frequency goes from being in the dream state, being within ourselves, to automatically going out to the world. So we're just out here all day, all day, all day, right? As soon as we wake up, we look at the phone, we turn the alarm off, and we scroll, we check the emails, we check the messages. But take a second before you do that, turn off your alarm, and set an intention for yourself for the day, right? It creates the overall vibe that you want to have for that day, right? It could be like, today I choose to be, feel, give, do, right? Fill in the blanks, right? And then for me, I try to revisit my intention during the day also, right? It keeps you in a frame of mind and a frame of heart and gives you like this feeling tone of what you want your day to actually be like, right? Today, I want to feel good no matter what. Today, I want to focus on the positives. Today, I want to be of service. Today, I want to be kind. Today, I want to rest. Today, I want to do nothing, right? Set that intention depending on what you're feeling, what your values are, what you have the time, the space, the capacity for, all right? And then I revisit mine throughout the day just to kind of get me back on track. So setting your intention becomes like the homeostasis that you keep shifting back to no matter what happens throughout the day. You're like, I'm not gonna cut them off because my intention today was to be kind, you know, something. Keep it simple, keep it small until you can build onto it. And then you're setting intentions for, you know, your entire life, right? Another example is, today my intention is to give and receive love and joy. Give and receive love and joy. Doesn't that just feel good? And then you feel like you can, you know, show up to meet this intention. And you'll also notice once you set your intention, it's basically like shining a light on something. To receive and give love and joy, your brain, your heart, your spirit goes into like, okay, let's look for love and joy. Let's look for love and joy. And then all of a sudden, more love and joy comes into your life, right? And then you feel the love and the joy and you want to give that back, right? Keep this energy flowing, okay? Oh, thank you. Yes, my earrings are hearts because my last name is Love. So I had to get like 6 of them. So that, right? And it's a reminder of love, right? I want to give and receive love and joy, right? Oh, thank you. Masai, you look so pretty, and thank you for sharing this. It makes me happy. So glad to hear that. As I'm boosting up and getting up my courage to come on here live more and just share these messages with you, because I have all of this here and just all here. So I want to share with you, especially if it's helpful for the community. All right, so depending on when you're watching this, again, if you haven't set your intention for today, let's set one for the rest of your day, your evening, your night, whatever time of day it is, right? Whatever time you're choosing to listen to this, right? Okay, so set your intention for the rest of the day, for the day. right? Yeah, so I'm just checking the notes to see what else came to mind. I was like that cat meme where it's just like typing away, and I was like, yes, and this and this and that. So I'm trying to sift through them while I'm talking to you, and trying to keep up with the comments as well. Wow, that's a lot of bruvs. um, That's a good one. Like I said, I don't want to overwhelm you with too much. Trying to keep this semi-short and to the point. Um, I mean, the thing about being intentional is just doing things on purpose, with purpose, making your life more deliberate rather than just a series of like reacting to things, right? You get to actually choose, and then you get to choose how you respond to something. Like, does it align with what I set my intention for, with this day, with this moment, with this live, with this conversation with a friend or family member or whatever, right? Try to make that a practice of setting your intention before you go into something, and I guarantee you it will change the energy of the thing that you go into, right? It'll change your energetic frequency, and then change that go into. All right. So what else do I want to say? And I think this is all like everyone's life is set up differently. Everyone's perspective is hella different. So just be mindful of making sure to not make this something that's cookie cutter, and just adjust it to whatever feels the best for you. Because whatever feels the best for you, it's going to be easier to keep up with. It's going to resonate with your soul even more. And then you'll be more likely to continue doing it, right? And that is the goal of this, is to continue doing this, continue like taking intentional steps forward rather than just falling forward and then resting and getting up and doing it all again, right? Okay, we don't want to keep falling forward and being plugged into this grid that just keeps us mindless. Okay, so be very aware. Wake up in the morning or right now, make a conscious decision to think of an intention that you want to feel for today. Maybe yesterday wasn't a great day, and today you're like, all right, today my intention is to stay present with myself, right? A lot of us aren't present with ourselves and how we feel, how we want. So another one that I love is like, my intention today is to continue to check in on myself. As soon as I get up, it's like, good morning, gorgeous. How are you feeling today? Right? And ask yourself that question. Check in with you. Okay? Yeah, and just being intentional about connecting to yourself, I think, is something that's so important, that most of us lose connection with ourselves. So then it's hard for us to connect with each other. It's hard for us to communicate. It's hard for us to figure out what we want so we can tell you what we want, right? And then vice versa. So the goal of all of this is really to wake everybody the fuck up, because we're sleepwalking through this life. And I'm telling you from experience, going through life asleep for basically damn near like 30 years, and then waking up, it's like everything before that, I'm like, what was I doing? What was I doing with my life? There are some things that I think are essentially like ingrained in you, and your higher self is like, we're not going to let this happen. And your ancestors and your spirit guides and source, like, they're protecting you from certain things. But once you wake up, the entire world will look so different, and everything will be, I'm not saying it'll be all rainbows and butterflies and roses. Like, there will be some darkness. You'll be able to feel more deeply into the butterflies and the roses and butterflies twice, and bubbles, which is one of my favorite things. You'll be able to feel more deeply into that, because you're also feeling more deeply into the darkness that is also part of you, right? Without the darkness, you can't see the light. Without the light, there's no darkness. So all of it plays a part. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that wants to come through and I want to share with you. Yeah, I think just the first goal of all of these is just to, of course, wake you up and make you become aware. And a lot of people think that self-awareness is like, that's it, that's where all of it lies. But self-awareness is just scratching the surface. And it goes so much deeper than that. And it gets so beautiful and so multifaceted. It's like looking into a kaleidoscope where everything is like changing and morphing. And that is what we are doing, but we can do it with more intention, right? So what is your intention for the rest of your day, the rest of your afternoon, your evening, your night? Set that intention, breathe into it, right? Take a deep breath into it. And then continue living your life, right? Now you're pulling that energy in, and the universe is like, she set her intention. Go, 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 move, 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 right? And it's on it because the universe wants to give you everything that you want. The universe does give you everything that you want. But most of us are not aware of what we really want, so we don't really know what to ask for, if that makes sense. But this has been really fun. I'm actually really proud of myself. My intention was to come on here and just share from the heart, share from the soul, and intention accomplished because I feel like y'all are getting it. So I thank you for being here. Thank you for being on my channel. I am Miss Nala Love, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Peace, y'all. Love.